Welcome back, everybody! Little Fish here bringing you a Zootopia review. Now, Zootopia is also known as Zootropolis in other countries, but here in the US, they have gone with the title Zootopia, so I will be calling it Zootopia throughout this review. I just got back from the movie, got a lot to share with you guys, so let's get started. I think I will begin with these 3 Tsum Tsums, which are Target exclusives in the US. Target has 8 exclusive Tsum Tsums. These are the 8 you can collect. The biggest difference in any of them being Judy. She's in her meter maid outfit as opposed to her police officer outfit. And a Disney Store set has 14 to collect. So I managed to get 3 of the Target exclusives. Unfortunately, Disney Store's Tsum Tsums are a little too expensive at the moment. I'm hoping for a sale because there are still a few that I would like, but I am very satisfied with these 3. So we have the Judy Tsum Tsum. So this is the Judy Hop Tsum Tsum exclusive to Target. She's got embroidered eyes and nose and eyebrows. She's also wearing her meter maid hat. Her ears are right behind it. And she's got her meter maid vest on, and that is dyed fabric. And something I'm not too happy with it is the fact that you can see the fabric underneath is just white. And she's got her little cotton tail. And the dye job on the pants is also not so good. So this is Judy from the side. And she's got a navy blue underbelly and her little feet. And the Tsum Tsum tags. So this is the meter maid Judy. Next up we have Bellwether. Not too sure what the difference is between her and the Disney Store version. The facial expression does seem pretty much the same. The only difference I can really tell is possibly the pattern on her skirt, but I'm not 100% certain. And she's also got a little woolly tail. And she's made out of really soft material. It's really spongy. And she's got a gray underbelly. So this is the Bellwether Tsum Tsum, and then we have the Clawhauser Tsum Tsum. The difference between this one and the Disney exclusive is that he doesn't have, not really sure what kind of expression that is, kind of angry eyes. He's got closed, kind of X'd out eyes. In this one he's got open eyes. And his uniform is also dyed fabric as opposed to fabric with embroidery along the edge. And the spots are painted on. And the little hidden Mickey on his face. Underbelly. And this is the Clawhauser Tsum Tsum. Kind of like this one a little bit better with his eyes open. Not really sure why Disney gave him the expression that they did, but I like this one better. Moving on, next up we have the Disney Store exclusive Zootopia mug. So we've got Nick, Finnick, Judy, Officer Bogo, and Clawhauser. We got Mr. Big and Flash, the Mayor, and Bellwether, and just little random mice and a giraffe. And this is a ceramic mug. You hear that nice little ding. Inside the mug is a nice blue color, and it's a pretty deep mug. It's pretty big, actually. And I just love the art on this. And next up, we'll take a look at some of the action figure packs. There are 6 different sets to collect. They also do make a Target exclusive multi-pack with all 14 characters with variant outfits. So these are their variant outfits in the Target exclusive pack. You'll see the difference in the costumes once I start taking the ones that I have out of their pack. I only have 3 packs to show off for today, so let's get started on opening those up. So of course I'll show off the packaging first. We'll start with posable Nick and Finnick. And these were released by Tomy, meant for the ages above 3. And those are other figures that you can collect in these sets. And a little information about these characters. And the back of the packaging reads from the movie Disney Zootopia, Nick and Finnick. Nick and Finnick are small-time con artists with big chips on their shoulders. Nick is charming and clever, while Finnick is bitter about always being mistaken for a toddler. Together, they use their strengths to pull off scams. So again, Nick and Finnick. Nick Wilde being a fox, and Finnick being a fennec fox. And let's get them out of the packaging. So Nick and Finnick still in their packaging. Just going to show off how they are held in, just with these plasticky wire ties. Just gonna clip those off and get them out. So here you see Nick. I can now see definitely why these figures are meant for the ages above 3, because as soon as Finnick came out of his package, he fell apart. He fell apart into 3 pieces. No pressure put on him. I just popped him right out of the package, and yeah, his head and his tail fell off. So parents, if you are watching this, be very careful who you give these toys to. I'm going to try putting Finnick back together, and hopefully he will stay as one piece. So that was certainly a surprise, and another thing about Finnick is because of the weight of his head, he does not stand up. So I will show him off first. So Finnick looks like a pretty chill character. I would say his head does spin, but if I do it too much, because of the ball joint, his head pops right off. There is absolutely nothing holding his head on, so it comes off really easily. I love that there is motion to him, but yeah, his head just doesn't want to stay on. His tail, that is definitely stuck in much better. I can swivel it all around and it's staying in, but if you give it a tug, it will come out. Otherwise, I do like the sculpt on this figure. There is a hole in the bottom. I guess that is for the pegs in the playset that Target also has. So if you see that there is no space between his legs, it's because that is where a peg might go for a playset. His ears are huge. And there's a little bit of excess, a sharp piece of excess plastic on his ear. I'm not going to try getting that off because I can already feel his head coming off. And it's pretty cool that there is pattern on his outfit. Not sure if you guys can see that, but there is some patterning on his jacket. So that's a pretty nice touch from the top. And you've already seen him from the bottom. And this is Finnick, the fennec fox. So next up we have Nick Wilde, one of the main characters from the film. Nick is articulated, and unlike Finnick, none of his body parts come off. So his head can spin, doesn't go up and down, just goes side to side and all the way around. His arms go up and down real smoothly. They can go forward and back and all the way around. So that is some nice movement, and it's for both arms. And even his legs move, just go kind of forward and back. Not back so much because his tail is in the way, but you can make it look like he's about to walk. His legs are a little bit more stiff than the rest of him. And then we have his tail. So his tail can spin around, and it looks like this one has a ball joint. Mine seems a little bit loose, so I'm just going to push it back in there. So we'll have a look around at Nick. So this is Nick with his tie, and there's actually some really nice detail to his shirt and face. I love that they put texture for his fur. And again, not sure if you guys can see it, but they put the Hawaiian or leafy pattern on his shirt, which is a nice touch. It's not on his sleeves, but it is all over the rest of the shirt, and they even put some texture on his pants. So this is Nick, and if you want to get him to stand up, you either have to lean him really forward or put his tail in that position. Otherwise, he will just flop right down. Now that we've had a look at that pack, let's take a look at the next. And next up we have the pack for Clawhauser and the Bat Eyewitness. To be honest, I really don't remember there being any bat characters from the film. I just saw it this morning, and maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I am pretty sure there were no bats, so maybe they just wanted to add an animal to the pack, but I could have thought of a few different animals for them to choose, maybe one of the otters, but I guess that was up to Disney to decide, and they chose a bat for some reason. So of course we'll take a look at the package. Same stuff on the front, just different characters inside. So here we have the back of the packaging with the posable Clawhauser and Bad Eyewitness, also different sets that you can collect. And even in the little blurb on the back of the box, it doesn't really say anything about what the Bad Eyewitness had to do with the film. I really think they just threw this character in. Really, they should have chosen Mrs. Otter or even Emmett. Back of the package says, from the movie Disney Zootopia, Clawhauser and Bad Eyewitness. After years of working behind a desk, Clawhauser isn't the fastest cheetah, but he still does good police work. He often deals with eyewitnesses who come to the station to report a crime. And in the movie, that is kind of true. He does work the front desk, and he does talk with everybody that comes through the front door. Let me turn the package around. And let's take the characters out. So these are the characters in the packaging. Only Clawhauser seems to be held in with anything, so we'll pop them out real quick and show them off. So here we have Officer Clawhauser and the Bat Eyewitness. Now kind of thinking about it, back at Toy Fair they did reveal a playset that will be coming out of the police department. So I guess if kids want to use their imagination, it would be good to throw in some extra bad guys or good guys. So we'll start off with the Bat Eyewitness. So this is the Bat Eyewitness. He has no articulation, no mobility. He's got the peg spot in the bottom for the playset. Just wearing a plain blue shirt and khaki pants. Not really much to him. And this is the Bat Eyewitness. And that's pretty much it. And next up we have Officer Clawhauser, one of my favorite characters from the film, if you couldn't tell by the merchandise just yet. I do really like his character. My only complaint about it is I expected him to be in the movie a little bit more than he was, but nonetheless, Officer Clawhauser. And I hope the lighting is okay. I'm trying to use a new lighting source and it's kind of washing out the image a little bit. Okay, turn that light source off. He's much stiffer than the Nick figure was. His arms can go up, back and forth, up and down. Again, really stiff, but he does move. And his head moves back and forth. And his legs do move. Not too much, and again, you need some force to get them to move. You can hear some cracking coming from this leg, so I'm not going to move it too much. He's got pegs in the bottom of his feet. And his tail moves super easily too. It's actually a little too easy to move his tail. I feel like it's going to fall out. This is the design on the front of his uniform. It's actually really detailed. With his arm there. And this is the detail on his face. Kind of sad they didn't put the hidden Mickey on his cheek, but he's got a lot of spots. So a quick spin around of Officer Clawhauser. There's also a little bit of excess plastic on the back of his pants legs. Again, it's really nice to see some of the detail that they put on these figures. And this is Officer Clawhauser. And lastly of the double packs, I have Judy Hopps and May Bellwether. And just spin that around. Every package has Nick and Judy on the top. And this is the back of the packaging. So they put May Bellwether, or Assistant Mayor Bellwether, along with Officer Judy Hopps. And the back reads, from the movie Disney Zootopia, Judy Hopps and May Bellwether. Judy Hopps is an idealistic bunny from Bunnyborough. She believes that in Zootopia anyone can be anything. Bellwether is the meek assistant mayor. She's a champion of the underdog, and the first to say, us little guys need to stick together. So, let's open them up. So here we have Judy and May Bellwether. Bellwether is not held in by anything, and Judy, for some reason, only her arm is tied in. So here is Judy and May out of their packaging. We'll start with May Bellwether first. Her head spins, but that is the only articulated part of her body. And something I really like is the fact that they gave her glasses actual, well, it's plastic, but glass in the frames. A lot of the times they leave that sort of thing out of toys, but they actually put lenses in the frames. And they textured her wool. That's pretty nice. They also textured her sweater and her little sheep tail and the pleats of her skirt. It's got a little bit of an odd paint job to it. Parts of it are shiny, parts of it are matte. Kind of strange. You can also kind of see that she is wearing bracelets, but they're not colored any differently from the rest of her, so can't really see them. And her feet is textured, and even though it looks like it should be able to swivel or do something, her feet are stationary. You cannot move them. So the spin around of Bellwether. And last but not least, Judy hops. Judy's figure, her head does spin. Her arms go up and down and forward and back. And her legs do move, but only forward. You cannot get them to go any further back. So this is the detail on Judy. And like all the others, she's got the pegs in her feet for the playset. She's got texturing on her face and on her ears, and I like the shading they did. So this is Judy Hops. And now on to something different. In the background you will see one of the many different types of Zootopia shirts that you can get. This one was also found at Target. Got a nice picture. Not really sure why they chose Finnick for the characters, but it's still a really nice design. And moving on. And next up we have the medium Nick Wild Tsum Tsum. I'll show a comparison. So this is the Judy Hops little Tsum Tsum, or small Tsum Tsum, next to the Nick medium Tsum Tsum. I found this guy also at Target. He's really plush, got big floppy ears with kind of a hard material trying to keep the ears up. It doesn't really work too well, but sometimes they stay up. His eyes and eyebrows are embroidered, and the rest of him is fabric. And this is him from the side. I do like that they put a pattern on his pants, but I really wish they put the leafy pattern on the shirt as well. He's got tiny little fox feet. And moving him up, he's got his fox tail, which is two-toned, which is very nice. A close-up of that. Got a very plush material, very squishy, with beans in the bottom. And speaking of his bottom, they added his tie. That is a really nice detail. The tie is made out of kind of a vinyl material that was printed onto his belly. So that's pretty cool. And Nick from the back. He's got a little bit of stuffing coming out of his tush. And Nick from this side. And Nick just knocked over all the minifigures. But otherwise, this is the medium Nick Tsum Tsum, and he is fantastic. And next up, we have the medium Tsum Tsum of Judy Hops. And as you can see, her ears do stand up. They also have the same hard material in them that Nick's do, but hers stand up just a little bit better if you pull at them enough. Usually they just kind of flop down. Her eyebrows and eyelashes and a circle around her eyes are embroidered. Everything else is a plush fleecy fabric. And as you can see, again, the size difference between the small and the medium. And unlike the Tsum Tsum, which is wearing her meter maid outfit, this Judy Hops is wearing her officer outfit. So let's take a closer look. Kind of have to admit that this Judy is kind of an odd shape for Tsum Tsum. She's not exactly flat. She's lumpy, but that's okay. She's got all of her stripes and her badge. And she's got her bunny tail. And this is from the other side. And as you can see, her ears are already flopping down. And kind of a close-up of her face. And like the rest of the Tsum Tsums, she does not have anything on her underbelly. It's just plain navy blue. And this is just the badge on her. And this is the medium Judy Hops Tsum Tsum. And next up, we have the Officer Benjamin Clawhauser flat plush. These were also sold at Target. To be honest, when I first saw the advertisement for Zootopia and none of the characters had spoken, I actually thought that Clawhauser was going to be female. I have no problem with him being male, and I really like his voice actor, and again, I really wish he had more to do in the movie, but I was still kind of hoping for a few more female characters, but nonetheless, I don't mind that Clawhauser was male. I still really like his character, and if they ever have a sequel, I hope to see more of him. He's a pretty cute chubby cheetah with an affinity for the singer or pop star Gazelle, and this flat plush really portrays him pretty well. He's so happy. He's got a lot of embroidery detail. So he's got embroidery in his eyebrows, around his eyes, and in his eyes, around his nose and mouth, and just a little detail. He's also got it on his paws, and on his uniform, and of course on the hidden Mickey. It's also on his shoulder patch. This is a different material around his waist as well as his tie. There's some little embroidery on his pants leg and feet. And the material they made his suit out of is really soft and furry. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just really nice to touch. And it's not as coarse as the rest of the material they used on him. It's like 3 different types of material. This being the coarsest, this being a little softer, and this being really soft and fuzzy. And now you'll see why we call them the flat plushes, because look at how flat he is. This is more of a pillow than it is a plush. And this is Clawhauser from the back, and even his tail has different stripes of different fabric. So this is the plush of Benjamin Clawhauser. It's a really nice plush. They had a bunch of plushes of all the different characters. They are all stylized, just like they are in the t-shirt and mug. And lastly, we have the singing Gazelle doll. Unfortunately, due to copyright, I will not be showing off the song that she sings. So here we have Gazelle's singing doll featuring Try Everything, performed by Shakira. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but there is a hole right in the box, and there is a Try Me button right on her side. And of course it says Try Me, and she's got flames in the background. And this is a Disney Store exclusive from Zootopia. This is the top of the box, side of the box, nothing on the bottom, and other side of the box, and the back of the box. And it just has instructions on how to change the batteries. And she retails for $24.95 USD. And as much as I'm going to kick myself for doing this, I'm going to take her out of the box, but I will not undo the twist ties. There are a lot on her, and I kind of want to keep her in the pose she has. So I will take her out. And it should be pretty simple. So like I said, it's pretty easy to take her out of the box. She just slides right out. Sort of slides right out. There are instructions in the box again on how to maintain her with her batteries and everything. I'll leave that in the box. And let's take a closer look. So she has got detailing on her horns. Not sure how well you can see that. She's got X's and O's on her horns, and she's got a little tuft of hair. A really nice paint job. And her top is very sequiny and red. And that's the button on the side to play her in the Try Me mode. There is another button right over there where you can switch it from Try Me mode to off or for the full song. And I don't think it's actually the full song, it's more of a longer clip of the song. She is articulated, and her boots do not come off. They are just glitter glued to her legs. And those are her high heels. And again, I would absolutely love to play the song for you guys, but again, due to copyright, I will refrain. So these are all the Zootopia items I have to share with you guys for this week. In the comments below, let me know what you guys think. Just a heads up, if you or you know anybody that has little ones who are going to see this movie, do be warned, there is a scene that is considered scary for little kids. There were a lot of kids in my theater who were jumping in their parents' laps or crying to get out when this scene occurred. So just know that the scene is coming when the characters are going into the rainforest zone. Otherwise, it was a pretty fun movie, very colorful. It was animated beautifully. Everything looked so real, and I really did like the cast of characters, even if their roles in the film were pretty predictable. I was really surprised by Nick Wilde. I was not expecting to like his character as much, but his voice actor did a great job and really gave a certain something to Nick that I was not expecting. Judy Hopps was just an inspiration, and really all I can say without spoiling too much. Yeah, that's it. Should you see it in theaters? Is it really that important to see it on a big screen? Probably not. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. In the comments below, let me know if you guys have seen the movie. Do you have a favorite character from the movie? If you guys like this content, make sure to hit that thumbs up. Don't be shy, you can share the videos, or you can subscribe if you want to see what else I have in store for the future. Or you can also follow me on Tumblr and Instagram. And until next time, junior detectives. And until next time, junior officers. Junior detective sounds so much better.